Hi, this is Patrick Driggett, and we're BS of the Week. We're going to talk about the Big Sky Week 4, Season 34. We finally got the Week 4 results, and we're super excited about that. We're following up from our uniform episode, which was our 10th episode. I forgot to say something about that last week. Just kind of passed by, but that was exciting. So now we're on our 11th episode. We got some applications, and we have narrowed it down to 2 applicants that we'll be reaching out to so we can help make some uniforms for them and get some cool looking stuff that we can comment on moving forward when those go live. I don't know how long that'll take. It'll probably at least be a couple of weeks, but anyway, that's going to be coming, so we're excited about that. Thank you for those people that applied. And yeah, it's our of the week portion of the regular season, and we'll start. I need to introduce our cast. I am Patrick Driggett, coach of the Berlin Fire, and we are doing terribly this season. Hopefully, I can get a win, so I can get some sort of first win bonus. But who knows if that will happen at this point? I'm trying my best, and I'm joined by my friend.
Hi there, I'm Kevin Lucy from the Glasgow Rushmores. And we have probably made as many wins as we're going to, except, of course, for next week when I'm playing the next gentleman, who is
Tad Hastings from the CSU 66ers. And the W still escapes us, but we'll get there.
Yeah, who are we to advise anyone, really?
I know, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but let's speaking of unqualified voices.
Thank you for that introduction, Patrick.
Hey, what coach are we jealous of this week?
Well, it's certainly not us, so that's for sure. Okay, so coach of the week this week. We talked last week about the number of undefeated coaches, and this week we're now down to only 5 of them. Okay, so the numbers are going down as the weeks progress. So we're going to look at one of those in a bit more detail. That coach prior to week 4 played the Devils in week 1. He played the Stormers in week 2, and he played the Rough Riders in week 3 and remained undefeated. In week 4, he had a bit of a tougher challenge in as much as he was playing the Beverly Bay Packers. Now, as we all know, the Beverly Bay Packers are no mugs whatsoever. So the reason that James Allen is our coach of the week is because he had the bravery to say to his quarterback, just go out there and throw the bloody ball. I couldn't care less how many times you get sacked. I couldn't care less how many times you get intercepted. Just throw that ball. So Mr. Villages or Villages or whatever his name is, Villegas, actually threw for a 416 yards. Now, he wasn't the most accurate in the world because he threw for only a 58% completion rate. But with his coach's words ringing in his ears, throw the damn ball, he continued to throw it despite the 5 interceptions that he suffered, despite the 3 fumbles that he gave and the 8 turnovers in total for the team. He just carried on throwing the ball. And in the end, they came out on top. Now, personally, I think that going back to last week's program, the uniforms might have had something to do with it, because what the Titans do is in offense, they wear bright cerise pink so that they can see each other. But in defense, they go for a sort of white and maroon color so that the opposing offense can't see where their defense is hiding. So I think that's why James should be coach of the week. Tad. What about the player of the week, mate? Who do you think?
All right, player of the week. I was thought long and hard on this. I don't want to be one of those people who go through. It's like, oh, he passed for 8,000 yards. He ran for 500 yards, because those ones are easy. But this week, I have to go that route. The Lincoln Rapiers quarterback, Pogue, had an amazing game day. He threw for 495 yards, 4 touchdowns. He only suffered 1 sack, and just like with the New England Patriots, when they were behind the ball, when they were behind in the game, they went to who? They went to Tom Brady and said, pass the ball. That's exactly what Pogue did. 50 completions out of 60 attempts for 83% completion ratio and an average of 8.18 yards per catch. Per pass. So, yeah. Definitely, I think Mr. Pogue there, he gets a thumbs up for player of the week this week.
Good choice, mate. Good choice. Yeah,
And
there were a few in the reckoning, weren't there? But I think Poga's the best choice here.
There were other good candidates, but 83%. That's nice.
Oh, for 83%.
Yes. Maybe if my quarter got 83%, I might get a W in there, Colin, one day.
Well, don't do it next week. That's all I ask.
What's the matter? Okay, Patrick.
All right. Yeah, no, those are great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm game of the week this week. There were some really good games that were interesting, but one was incredibly close and had a stellar finish. I really loved, and this is the Rhinos at the Super Weasels. 24-23 Rhinos win as the away team, but it was a super exciting game. Basically, it was neck and neck for the first half of the game. 3 points. One would score 3, next one would score 3, and it was just really neck and neck. And then all of a sudden, Super Weasels just start pulling away, and then and they didn't do that. They didn't really pull away until the third quarter, right? So then you're like, okay, they're really trying to close this game out, right? And then all of a sudden, Rhinos come back fourth quarter, 12 unanswered points to pull out 1 point ahead for the win. Absolutely stellar game. What's also interesting there is the Rhinos lost the time of possession, right? Like they were at 47%. Super Weasels controlled the clock. They were the home team, and the Rhinos they persevered and came out ahead. It was a really fun game. I suggest anyone go look at the play-by-play. I think it was super cool. The Rhinos also had the only 3 sacks by 3 different players, which, when you're talking about a game of 1 point, right? Like that, who knows what could have happened there that really allowed that to happen. I think the sacks probably played into it because they had something like 17 yards lost off of those 3 sacks altogether. So just stellar game. Suggest anybody go watch it. Would love to see some more comments on it. If people see this and go, oh wait, I hadn't looked at that game too deeply. I'd love if people went and left some comments. And speaking of which, Tad, do you have any reminders for us?
Yeah, but just before we move on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Patrick, sorry, mate. Yeah, I mean, Pete would probably be very, very cheesed off at that whole result because he's not had the greatest season yet so far. He's only won 1 game. And that was it last week, Tad?
Yes.
Against a certain team, yeah. Richard's having a very good season with the Rhinos. So to come so close until the very, very end there, it's one of those, let me just tear my hair out. It's sort of, what have I got to do this season sort of thing. But yeah, you're quite right. It was a brilliant game, all told. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, please don't apologize. That's what we're here for, talking about these things. So sorry I didn't give you an opportunity to chat about it. But yeah, no, it was a great game. Coach Weiss, obviously a great coach, very active in the community, see his name come up a lot. And so, yeah, it's I'm sure that wasn't the most fun thing to read there in the fourth quarter. It's like, oh no, stop. I've been there way too many times, so I'm used to it by now. I'm also a Bucs fan, so before Tom Brady, I was also used to it. So, it's sorry, Coach Weiss, welcome to the club of disappointment. And congrats to Coach Wesley, right, for such a great performance. So obviously the game plan was great. Yeah. Tad, do you have any thoughts before we move on to reminders?
No, that's good. I think you guys wrapped that game up pretty good.
Nice. Yeah. So what you got some reminders for us?
Yeah. This week's reminders, let's get some extra people in to do some game predictions. I'm one of them. I don't really do them, but I can't do a reminder with it if I don't start doing it myself. So let's try to get some game predictions in, and let's see if we can get more people to comment on games that were played. Even if you pick your own game and one other game, I think it'll be much more involving. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Okay, Patrick.
Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on, and it's been awesome. I think, as always, I want to let the community know we appreciate the comments. I think they really motivate us, that we just love seeing it. I think it's mostly just we enjoy that people are consuming and enjoying the content, right? Like we just want to make some stuff that's fun. You know, we have a lot of ideas coming up for the types of people we'd like to have on the show, and some special guests and some recurring guests and things like that. But, you know, if you're interested in that, please reach out to us, you know, wherever you want to, in the comments, you know, in sound bites. I wouldn't use the sound bites as much, keep that about the game, but, you know, reach out to us wherever you want. And Kev usually does our coordination for that. So, you know, please reach out to Kevin Luzzi just to see if you want to come on the show. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. What was that, Kev?
Kevin Lucy at yahoo.com.
Yeah. You know, also, if you're not in the Big Sky, please come be a guest. You know, what a better person to come in than an outside observer who can kind of, you know, see things from their point of view. You know, everyone from Gridiron 3 is welcome. We hope you're enjoying the content, even if you're not a Big Sky fan or in the Big Sky. But yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we hope to see you next week. Bye.
Indeed. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, guys.